Hey guys, Miss Johnson here. I'm here to talk about your very first lab in physical science called the drop and bounce. So now I'm going to talk about what materials that you need in order to do this lab. So the first thing that you're going to have for every lab is your lab book. This lab actually starts on page 2. So if you open up to page 2, you're going to see that you have some reading to do. And then you're going to notice these little charts on the side that don't look real significant at first, but they will be. And it will take you through how to do this experiment step by step. So the lab book is the first thing you need for every lab. The next thing you're going to need, and all of this is in your lab box, is a golf ball. You're going to need a rubber ball, which is one of those that bounce really high like the super balls. And then a ping pong ball. And clay. No, you have like all different colors of clay. It's not going to matter which one you use. I'll talk about that more in a minute. And then you'll need a meter stick. So it kind of comes to you folded up like this, and it folds out. This. Remember that the measurements on these meter sticks are in centimeters. They're not in inches. So when you go measuring things with this, then you're measuring in centimeters and not inches. Students get confused on that, so don't be one of those. Then lastly, what you're gonna need is just some tape. It doesn't matter which kind really, but you're gonna have to tape the meter stick onto the wall. So if you're ready to get started, let's go! Hey, so what I've done here is that I've just secured the meter stick to the wall. I just used some of that blue tape that I was talking about earlier. You can use black electrical tape, just something that doesn't peel the paint off the wall. And so the important thing about putting the ruler on the wall is that you want to make sure that the 99 or 100 is on the top and that your 0 is on the bottom. If not, you're going to be inaccurate. The whole data is going to be wrong. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the golf ball, the ping pong ball, the super ball, and a clay ball. And all I did for the clay ball was I just pinched off a little bit of clay, and then I just began rolling around like this to make a clay ball. So what we're gonna do, and you should have your computer nearby so that you can record these results. Or if you like to print it off, record it, and then put it on the computer. However you wanna do it. So if I look at this table right here, this data table, basically it's telling me that for the golf ball, I'm gonna drop the golf ball from 20 centimeters to see how much it bounces up, which makes sense because we are in the drop and bounce lab. So I would drop the golf ball from 20 centimeters and then record its bounce height. And then I would drop it from 40 and record the bounce height, and so on until I get up to 100 centimeters. So let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, so here's the golf ball. Okay, so 20 is down here. Okay, so 20 is pretty low. So if we drop the ball at 20, you're like, wow, Miss Johnson, I can't even see that. How do I even? Well, here we have to guess just a little bit since it is kind of fast and it's a very low drop height. So for 20, I'm dropping again. I don't know, it looked like mine bounced up to about 7 centimeters, remember? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 7 next to 20, kind of like I did on this chart, 7. So now the chart tells me to go to 40. So I'm going, here's 20, I'm going up to 40 now. So then I'm gonna drop the ball from 40. It looks like it might have went about 16 centimeters. So I'm just gonna jot that number down here, 16, and you're gonna continue on until you get all the way up to 100. And then you're gonna move on to the plastic ball and do the exact same thing. You're gonna start with 20, drop it, record the height that bounces, 40, 60, 80, and then 100. Let's try it. That's a pretty good bounce, right? And then the same thing with the rubber ball. Let's try this. I bet this is interesting. Whoa! Yeah. And then the clay ball. This was a little, yeah, not so much. So Now, the thing is to remember is that the ball is, you want to drop the ball. You don't want to throw the ball. Don't throw it down. Like, you're not going to get the right results. You're just dropping it. If you just drop it, the ball will never bounce higher than you dropped it. So if you say that this, let's say that you on your lab report put, well, I dropped the rubber ball from 20 and it bounced up to 60. That's not right, because watch, when you drop it at 20, it doesn't go past 20. Now, if you throw it at 20, oh, there it goes. If you throw it at 20, yeah, it might bounce up to 60, but don't throw it. You're just dropping. Okay? So remember to follow your procedures in the lab book to do well on this lab. I can't wait to see your work.